Hey, what's up, y'all? This is the Mass Love Doctor back with you for my second episode. As y'all know, like I mentioned in my first video, and this channel was based off of the nature of men, right? Like I said in my last video, and I will emphasize in this video and all the rest of my videos, is that men are naturally polygamous. All right. And the reason I made this channel is because, I'm seeing a whole lot of issues, whole lot of problems, especially now with the internet. You see a whole lot of things all over the country, all over the world in general, because, a man pursues his nature. Now he's facing some serious issues. Like I said in the last video, one young man got poisoned and died from his own wife because he pursued his nature. So, I made this channel for, so women won't be disappointed when your man steps out and he has a little side chick, you know what I mean, or something like that, whatever you want to call it. But the most important reason I made this channel is, well, like I said, besides all the atrocities that's been happening, damaging property and cutting penises off and killing a man or killing somebody else because a man pursued his nature. Another one of the biggest reasons I made it is to keep families together. All right? A lot of women are divorcing their husbands because their husbands pursued their nature. All right? That ain't cool. Kids need their daddy and mommy, right? Preferably all in the same house is best. So you divorce your husband, now you got two separate households. And then who knows what? You might be running around with these dudes, and these dudes might be worse than your ex-husband. Instead of having, a little side chick, your new dude probably got 3 or 4 side chicks. Next thing you know, hey, you might have AIDS or something. God forbid. But peace and blessings to y'all. This is the Masked Love Doctor. And this is my second episode. I mentioned in my last video that I will discuss this topic here in the future. And the future is now. You know what I'm saying? The future is now. As I mentioned in the last video, some of the best men in history practiced polygyny. Polygyny. One man, multiple wives, one husband. Okay? The women, they don't deal with no other men. That's one way disease comes about in that fashion when women are being promiscuous and such. And I know some people gonna say, well, God made Adam and Eve. Well, that's true, but the Bible also says that he had Lilith. But I don't want to expound on these issues too much because I'm gonna break everything down over my videos over time. Right now, this topic of this video is the types of men who prefer monogamy. All right. So by the looks of it, I have 8 different types of men who prefer monogamy. It could be more, but this is just what came to my mind when I was filling out my list, trying to figure out who are these types of men, what you hear about and what you learn about when you're dealing with different men and different, different scenarios. So I'm gonna just jump right into it. Number one, I got on my list, excuse me, is older men. Men who are usually about 60 years old and older. These men realize that they're pretty much in the final stage of their life. They're older. They don't have as much energy as they once had. And it's easier for them at that age to be monogamous, especially if they're a divorcee, if they've been divorced, or if they, pretty much been single their whole lives. You know what I mean? Like, they never been married. Those men 60 years old and older would prefer monogamy. They're not young anymore. They realize one day I'm gonna be in my grave. It's probably gonna be soon. Right? So that's the type of mindset when you're dealing with an older man. The second type of man I have is a man with low testosterone, which ties into low libido. Which means that for the most part, the man just doesn't really have a sex drive. His testosterone is low, his libido is low. He doesn't have the sex drive to keep, for example, 2 wives happy, right? And since his testosterone is low, he's not really interested in sexual activity as a man with higher testosterone would be. So like I said, he has low testosterone, which means he's a low energy guy. All right. And ladies, what you have to realize is, if that's what you like, he might not fulfill your needs. Okay? That's the difference between, a man with higher testosterone and obviously a man with lower testosterone. The man with lower, he'll have some issues fulfilling your needs. He might even have erectile dysfunction. And ladies, believe it or not, like I said, men are naturally polygamous. And men gain energy from having multiple wives. All right? It boosts our testosterone. It makes us more manly. All right? So it's beneficial actually for men and women. Believe it or not, polygyny is beneficial. Number 3, the third type of man who prefers monogamy are men who are insecure. Okay, these types of men, they didn't have many, let's just say many girlfriends. They didn't, they might be maybe socially awkward. They haven't spoken with or, hung out with many women. They don't really know women well. They don't know how to speak or talk to women well. Um, they're just, insecure. You know, um, maybe their fashion game is not up to par. A lot of women, who knows? A lot of women don't like how they dress, how they look, their haircut, the car they drive. It could be a lot of different things which would make a man insecure. He could have been, and I quote, a nerd, end quote, whatever you want to call it. It's a lot of different reasons which would make a man insecure. Maybe a lot of girls broke up with him. And he's like, you know what? I'm just, I just ain't got it. I ain't got swag. I just find me one woman and just, hang out with her. Okay? So the next one is men who don't earn a lot of money. I guess a lot of you would say that's pretty obvious, right? You need money to take care of wives. You need money. So that's pretty obvious. But if you're smart, you can invest in some type of land or real estate which would generate income for you, right? That's one way you could boost the income. And you can have your families living in one central location. You can have separate units or separate households or whatever you call it, right? Separate households, but you're still generating income from this real estate, this piece of land or this piece of property. That's one way you could do it if you don't earn a lot of money. But of course, that's pretty obvious. The next one is men who don't want to lose their children or lose access to their children. That's a big one. I'm a father of 4 beautiful children. I love my children. I can't imagine losing them. Women are spiteful. And like I said, one reason they're spiteful is because they don't understand our nature. They think we do it on purpose. They think we want to have wives, etc. I'm going to just say wives because that's where I stand, right? They think we want to have another wife or wives because they take it personal, right? But women got to understand, our brains aren't wired like their brains. Us wanting another wife has nothing to do with our first wife or our second wife. It ain't got nothing to do with you. That's just
natural. It's our nature.
Right? Now, for a woman, it would have something to do with her man. If she say, "Well, I want another man," she feel like you ain't doing something right. That's why she want another man. But for men, it ain't got nothing to do with our wife if we want another woman. Okay? Our brains are different. The next one is men whom are concerned about their financial status. Now, that's kind of sort of the men who don't earn a lot of money, but in this scenario, I was more so thinking of, when you divorce, you have to give your wife a certain amount. In the lifestyle that I follow, I believe it is half. I believe it is. But the women has such a support system, even in my lifestyle. They have a pretty good support system besides the husband. the brothers and the sons and the father, all the men in the family are supposed to support that woman. And even here in America, women have it, they got it made. They got a lot of support system for women, and that's a good thing. Especially since allegedly they earn less money than men. So, that's a good thing to have support system. But financial status is mostly I was thinking about, the divorce, the breakup, things like that. Can't think of anything else really. The next one will be beta males. Beta male is opposite of alpha male, right? They don't necessarily wear the pants in a relationship. The beta males. Pretty much their wife is pretty much running it. She's running that relationship. Those are the men who prefer monogamy, right? Beta male is not going to make a woman feel like a woman. Same thing, with the low libido and all that. Women want to feel like women. They want to feel good. They want to have a good time. They want to get in their feminine bag. So a beta male prefers monogamy. The next one is probably the biggest one, especially in this great country of the USA, United States of America. The next one is the most common, and this is the last one that I came up with. Like I said, there could be more, but these are probably the most obvious. But this one is, the last one, final one is his religion, okay, will make him, or, he'll prefer monogamy because of his religion, Unfortunately, that hasn't stopped many men, different religions that practice monogamy. The men still, not all of them, but some of them, they still go outside of the monogamy realm and they venture into polygyny. So religion can't always change nature, but it could help a lot of people out in being monogamous. I know Christianity is one big religion, especially in the USA. They supposedly, allegedly a monogamous religion. The only reason I say allegedly is because there are about, I searched, it says there's about 50,000 Christians that actually practice polygyny. They believe in a man having more than one wife and the wives being monogamous with the husband. Pretty much, like I said, we all follow Abrahamic. That's also one of my brethren in Abraham faith, right? We follow Father Abraham. So some Christians do partake in that, even in America. I was in one social media group that was majority Christian, and they partake in that. And I think they're fighting for their rights. Like they say, the LGBTQ community has rights of marriage. So I think, those Christian brothers are trying to fight for their rights of multiple marriages. But yeah, that's the final one. That's the last one I came up with, was the man's religion would make him prefer monogamy So, I mean, I hope y'all enjoyed this message. I'm laughing because I don't really know what else to say. I mean, it's a lot I gotta say, but I'll save them for future videos, God willing. All right, I appreciate y'all watching, man, and I hope y'all learned something, and I got a lot more content I want to put out over a period of time. You know what I mean? I just want to educate the folks, man, because it's a lot of unnecessary drama that's going on, man. You know, people losing their lives, they losing their limbs, they losing their vision, losing their penises. I mean, come on, man. We've all been tricked by Satan and society. All right? Men have been practicing polygyny for years and years. Now, women today expect men to just change like that. Well, actually, they don't even expect it. That's the only thing they know. I mean, I can't blame them. You born and raised into this society, that's the only thing you're going to know. You know what I mean? And a lot of women are jealous. You know, I can't deal with a jealous woman. Jealousy is very ugly, very despicable, very evil. Satan was jealous. That's why God punished him. Very nasty attribute a person can have is jealousy. I cannot stand a jealous. If you're a jealous woman, you know, I cannot deal with a jealous woman. There's no benefit from jealousy. Now, a small amount of jealousy is okay, it's normal. But I'm talking about that crazy, crazy jealousy. That's no bueno, no good. Don't do it. You're going to end up being alone. All right? Ladies, we got to get focused. Fellas, we got to get focused too. Okay, I'll talk to y'all in the next video. All right? Peace and blessings. Much love.